All right, let me get everyone caught up. If you have not seen part one, Mr. Kendrick Johnson went into the gymnasium and he disappeared. He was found later on in the farthest mat in like the back corner, the very back corner of the gymnasium. And they're trying to tell us that he was reaching in there to get his shoes because people would leave their belongings back there and he just happened to suffocate. No screaming, nothing to alert anyone. He just suffocated to death inside of this mat. But if you look at it, he's so tightly in this mat, it's almost as if someone rolled him up in the mat. You can find these pictures online. I'm not going to post the pictures on here. Kendrick's family was very upset about the autopsy. I mean, deservingly so. It just said asphyxia, where he just pretty much died from suffocating. And I mean, nothing about this made sense, nothing about this added up. So they got another autopsy done, a private autopsy. This autopsy will be done by Mr. William R. Anderson, and allegedly his findings claim that it was done by a blunt force trauma to the soft tissue of his neck. That's what his findings found. And this suggested that his death was not an accident. Kendrick was a three-sport athlete, and they're telling us that this kid, this athletic kid, just climbed up into this thing, fell, and then was not able to get out. I mean, nothing about this makes sense. It's very upsetting. The independent autopsy found that sometime after his body had been recovered and passed through the funeral home, that the brain, tongue, throat, windpipe, heart, lungs, kidneys, every internal organ, all the way to his pelvic, were now missing. According to the funeral home owner, they processed the body following the FBI's autopsy, and they never received the internal organs from the coroner. They were said to have been destroyed through the natural process and discarded. So basically, they trashed the insides of his body. Which, hey, I'm definitely no CSI, but that seems to me that they didn't want any studies being done to see what oxygen lacked where. But like I said, I'm no CSI. Due to the empty void that was left in the body, the funeral home stuffed newspapers throughout his body. An investigation by the Georgia Secretary of State office showed that the funeral home did not use the best practice, and other materials would have been more acceptable. Nevertheless, the investigation cleared the funeral home of any wrongdoings. October the 31st, 2013, the U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Georgia announced that his office would open a final review into Johnson's death. In 2013, after the surveillance videos were reviewed, one camera was missing 1 hour and 5 minutes, the other 2 hours and 10 minutes. Follow me for part 3.